Hello YouTube! My name is Scott and I just got around to watching Cobra Kai. Season 1, Episode 5 is called Counterstrike. Now, there's actually quite a bit going on in this one. I'm gonna try to summarize as best as I can. We open up with Miguel doing a traditional 80s training montage. He's doing a lot of jogging, a lot of push-ups, training with Johnny, kind of getting his butt kicked. There's this bit where Johnny got a hold of an old pitching machine and he's shooting baseballs at him, some with enough force to like break the wall behind him, and he's supposed to block them. He does have some padding, but it seems a little more than a little dangerous. But you get to the end of the montage where he gets a one-up on Johnny by sweeping the leg. And that's when we realize that Johnny has to sublet his dojo sometimes to turn it into a yoga studio to make money. So that's a problem. Just put that on the back burner for now. At the same time, you're kind of supposed to start feeling bad for his son, Robbie, because he wants to hang out with his mom, but she's blowing him off to go out and find a guy. She mentions that Johnny went to talk to her, and Robbie's like, what? Because, he went to talk to him, too. And she mentioned that he was talking about Robbie moving in with him. And it kind of seems like he's going to give it some thought, or he's giving it some thought. Now, cut to Daniel having a lobster dinner with a guy that he knows owns the strip mall that the Cobra Kai dojo's in. And he's talking to him about trying to get him to sell the place, but he doesn't really want to buy it. He just wants the guy to raise his rent to the point where Cobra Kai would have to close down. Great, isn't it? Yeah. At the same time, things are better with him and Sam, but Sam's having her own issues because Kyler, I'm just saying it this time, is a dick. After she totally blew him off the movie theater, I shouldn't have put it that way. He started spreading a rumor about what happened at that theater that would also involve the term blowing. Her so-called friends believed it. So she's got a whole thing to deal with there. Now, right around this time is when Cobra Kai ends up getting a second student, Sam's old friend Aisha. Now, Johnny doesn't want to take her in because apparently on top of everything else, he's, also a misogynist and says girls can't do karate. Although, weirdly, he says for the same reason that they can't be in the army, and I'm not even sure where he got that. But Miguel points out that the dojo needs money, and Aisha's dad is a Hall of Fame linebacker. Or lineman. So, yeah. He has Aisha and Miguel spar, and Miguel is against it because, he was all for equality, but doesn't actually want to hit a girl. And Aisha takes him down. Pretty hard, too. But it's around that time that Johnny gets the news that, his rent's going to go up. And Daniel shows up at the convenience store by the dojo to, show his hand for no apparent reason. To be fair, I'm not even sure Johnny knew he was behind it. Now, it's about this time that you cut to the school cafeteria, because this show has to have a bunch of teen angst. Sam confronts Kyler, and it honestly looked like she was about to take him out, and that would have been so awesome to just watch him get his butt kicked by a girl. Because apparently I'm a little bit of a misogynist too. It just would have been funny. But Miguel decides to step up, and, fresh off his victory in the training montage, whoops Kyler's ass as well as the asses of his little gang of friends. Everybody catches it on video. And he goes viral to the point where not only does Johnny show up near the end of the episode with a bunch of new potential students outside the dojo, but when Miguel tells him about it, and apparently he doesn't assume he's lying for any reason, he gives Miguel his old gi. And it's a really nice moment. It's just kind of unfortunate that Robbie was showing up at the same time wanting to talk to his dad, and he got all sour because he saw him hugging another kid. Now, at the same time, Daniel went and confessed his entire plan to his wife, who made him realize he was being a god-blessed idiot. And so he decided to visit Mr. Miyagi's grave. Now, this was a really nice scene, and I was really interested to see that, like, they didn't put any... They could have gone with the whole Easter egg route here. Because Pat Morita, who played Mr. Miyagi, passed away in 2005. And they very easily could have made the date on the tombstone the date of his death, but they didn't. They said that Mr. Miyagi passed away in 2011. I actually went and looked this up. Pat Morita, after he died, I don't think he would actually have a tombstone because he was cremated in Las Vegas. But, you know, Daniel realizes something's going on in his life. He doesn't really know what to do. And then the part that kind of took it away from me, because there's a cut to a scene from the movie. Maybe one of them. I don't actually remember which one because they made 3 Karate Kid movies, and to be fair, I haven't seen them all. But it's a scene where Mr. Miyagi's talking about balance, and he doesn't just mean in karate, he means in life. And it's really nice, but like the last episode was the first one to not have any clips from any of the movies in it, and I thought it was great that they were moving away from that. But it does inspire Daniel, so he goes back to his house and moves a bunch of stuff out of what can only assume is a storage space because it doesn't look like a garage, and stuff they should have gotten rid of by a long time by now anyway, because there's like a stroller and baby toys and stuff. And he sets what I guess is like his own personal dojo back up. And that's how the episode ends, with him pulling out his, you know, classic trademark headband and starting to practice karate again. It's almost surprising that it took this long, to be honest. But anyway, this was like a really good episode. You know, have a lot of separate things that are all sort of coming together. Like, they all sort of affect one another. I have a little extra love for Daniel's son, Anthony, who is kind of still an entitled jerk, and he looks a lot like a young Jack Black, honestly. But there's this scene when Daniel's having dinner with the guy that owns the strip mall. Anthony's at a table with that guy's son, and they have this back and forth where the guy's son is like, "My dad has more money than your dad." And Anthony's like, "My dad knows karate and could kill your dad." I got a great chuckle out of that. I am so invested in this show. Like, when Miguel beat up the entire gang at school, I'm really glad nobody was watching me watch that, because they would have just been like, "Wow, you're really into this now, aren't you?" Yeah, I am. It's like I said, I don't think I've ever seen any of the movies all the way through, but this show has me now, and it's only halfway through the first season. I cannot wait to see what happens next. Except for the thing where, like, between episodes on Netflix, it's showing shots that are clearly things that haven't happened yet, and I don't like that. But that's my problem. Anyway, what do you guys think of it? How about you leave a comment down below, drop a like, share the video around, subscribe if you're so inclined, hit the bell below for notifications when I put up a new video. And until next time, I have been Scott, and this has been Just Got Around to Watching, an offshoot of opinions no one cares about. Everyone has opinions. This one was mine. Hey guys, so this is Future Scott, who went through editing the video and realized I forgot a very important detail. See, after Robbie saw Johnny hugging Miguel and decided, you know, he didn't want anything to do with his dad apparently at this point, No, he decided he needed a little revenge instead. So he went and applied for work at LaRusso Auto. It's funny how, you know, there's this one episode of Star Trek Lower Decks I watched recently. It's called The Mathematically Perfect Redemption, and it follows a character named Peanut Hamper, it would take too long to explain, who does what they call in the wrestling world turning babyface and heel in the same episode. And it's kind of the same thing that Robbie did here. And honestly, I'm not sure how to feel about the kid now. But yeah, I just had to add that, and it's going to go in after my sign-off line because I shoot these videos usually in one take, and I'm not going back to cut it up. So, you know, as I already said, I mean, everybody has opinions. This one was mine.